Welcome to another edition of Let's Play Farming Simulator 2013 on the old family farm. Alright, so, a couple things going down. Couple things going down. Oh goodness, that was terrible. Brain fart there. Anyways, I just gotta show you what's going on over here. We have two calves, and they are currently growing. And the next calf is going to be in. Let's just speed up time for a quick sec here so we can actually register. It should be in. Let's just see. Anytime now. There we go. 17 hours, 17 minutes. Calf 1 will be ready in 1 day, 19 hours. Second calf, 2 days, 18 hours. And then we'll have 3 calves in here. So, as I mentioned, oh look, there's a cow going through here now. Apparently it can walk through walls. The more cows you have, the better the breeding facility works. Anyways, that's what's going on there. That's why I left that there. What else is going on? Yes. Let's, is anything ready to harvest? Yes. Our corn is ready to harvest. Now that I think about it. Okay, so I've come to the conclusion that our New Holland Clayson is a wee bit too small now for our fields. Not too small, but just a little bit too small now. So I've decided to upgrade slightly. Now, as I mentioned in previous episodes, I felt that the class 550 was a little bit too big for this map. However, I found a couple ones that are kind of in the middle, which I think is going to be our best bet. Did I not plant that field? Oh no, I did. Oof. That field's planted. I'm not sure as what. Let's just check here. As wheat, and this one down here is canola. I did go ahead and manually use liquid manure, I think, on that one actually. Hey, that's a pole. Shouldn't go through that. So what we're going to do is we're going to go ahead and replace our New Holland with a slightly, I'm not going to say newer, because what we're getting isn't necessarily that much newer, but it's a wee bit bigger because we have this big field here now, and I think it says 4.85 meters, I think is what it is. Let's just double check here. No, where are we here? This is 4.8 meters, so 16 feet. So it's a bit too small for our big field here. And I feel that we could use a bit of an upgrade. So we're going to go ahead and sell this. We're not going to go crazy here, because this is we're trying to make money here. But as our farm gets a bit bigger, let's just turn this off here. As our farm gets a bit bigger, we're going to need some slightly bigger equipment. Now, we don't want to go too crazy. But we do want to upgrade, so let's go ahead and sell this. 6,000 for that, and 2,000 for the header. Okay, let's just go over here. Let's go to my mods. There we go. And let's go to harvesters, not front loaders. So, we have this option, the class 420, which is a little bit too expensive, a little bit too much money. We don't want to spend that much. I don't even know which header goes with that, or if it comes with a header. I haven't tried it out yet, so I'm just going to leave that be. The class 550 is a wee bit too expensive at 220,000. That would take us down to 700,000, which is way too much. Although it does have a 6 meter head on it, or 7.5 meter head, sorry, which is good. That's just way too big. This is way too big. So is that. So is that. This isn't too big, but the header is the same size, so there's no point of paying more money for a same size header, and I think it just has a slightly bigger grain tank. Yeah, not by much. And it drains in 90 seconds. So not that. Not this, because this is 160,000 for the same width once again. So just way out of our budget. However, where are we here? Our Russian, I'm not even going to begin to pronounce this, holds 6,000 liters, harvests wheat, barley, canola, and corn. Do I need a different header for corn? I don't know. So this harvester Dawn 1500, a wheel, self-propelled, has a single drum which is intended for harvesting cereals direct and separate, combining harvesting in lowland, sloping fields not exceeding, that do not exceed 8 degrees. With additional devices can be used for harvesting cereals, small cereals, in this basic model of a kind of single drum self-propelled harvester brand the Dawn. So this is a Russian, I believe it's Russian mod. So let's go ahead and buy that. So it's only $15,000, and the head is 6 meters wide. So we're upgrading by 1.5 meters, which is good. And it's not out of our budget, so we need the head, which is 6 meters. So this does wheat, barley, and canola, which is good. So we're gonna go ahead and buy that. And this, we need this as well, so we can spread our straw or drop our straw in line. So let's go ahead and walk over here and check this puppy out. Haven't used it much. I tested it to make sure it worked, and to the best of my knowledge it did. Nice looking model. See, it's a bit bigger, nothing too crazy. Good detail actually. The person who did this mod is good, pretty good. So at least seems a bit wide. It's a good nice detail in there. Let's get in. Nice. Nothing too crazy in here. This is a old school Russian combine. Now, the cool thing is, you can actually, there's actually some additional functions. So we can open up the door. So if you're into that kind of small detail, so you can open up the door. You can adjust your staircase. So because we actually got on, let's adjust our staircase to show that we're actually in there. We can take a look on the inside. Let's just go here. So there you go. And let's look at the other side. You can take that off as well. So let's go ahead and start this up. Let's preheat the engine here. Check that out. You can see the fans move. I'm not sure what that thing on top is. Maybe it's an aerator of some sort. But you totally check that out. See that? That's pretty cool. It looks like a flywheel in there. Nothing on this side. So let's go ahead and turn this on and see what happens. Oh, we can't. Alright, pretty nice looking. And it has, so this is right now, it has an outdoor sound and an indoor sound. And check out this out. So I'm going to close the information. So, watch the pedals and the levers. How cool is that? So it actually shifts for you. Not a very good turning radius, which is fine. We can deal with that. So it's shifting down for us. That's super cool. Alright. That wheel turns a lot. So let's hook this baby up. There we go. Nice. And let's go ahead and hook up the back part. I'm going to go in the different view so I can actually see what the heck I'm doing. So, we didn't pay a crazy amount for this combine. It's not a pretty combine, but it's functional, which is what we're looking for on this farm. Not looking for anything crazy big. Let's go ahead and pick this up. There we go. And check this out. So I'm going to turn this baby on. So let's do it from inside. Oh, wait a minute. I should select the actual. There we go. How do I turn this on again? Higher. Staircase. Do I have to turn the staircase in before turning it on? No. Unfold. Oh, so you have to unfold. It actually unfolds too, so let's unfold it. Check that out. That's pretty cool. There we go. Yeah, so you have to unfold it first before you can turn it on. Okay, so let's turn this on. Watch this. Those parts all move. Check this out. Oh. Turns off when you get out of it. So there it goes. How cool is that? So if you look carefully, you can see all the teeth. So those little green teeth down there, those actually are what cuts the stalks down there. And then look at the side, the flywheels are all moving. That's super cool. So we better put our shields back on because we want to be safe. And let's go ahead and move this back to our farm. Seems appropriate for this farm. Not too big, not too small. Seems like the right size. So we didn't lose too much money. And I know for a fact that the milkman is coming soon to pick up the milk, and will probably be over 900,000 again. So didn't lose any money basically. Feels like it has weird turning though. I don't know why that is. And it does work with corn as well, which is good. Oh, that's weird. So the wheels don't automatically turn. They kind of just... it's not a fast return back to where they were before, I guess is what I'm trying to say. So, let's move the combine over here. Now, do we have a bigger header that we could theoretically use? That's just too expensive. That's too big, too big. It does do corn. These are just too expensive. 8 rows, 6 rows. I guess we'll just use what we were using before. So for corn, not going to be that much more effective. And is this going to not fit in these? Yes, it's definitely not going to fit in these bays now because our header's too big. So let's go ahead and put it over by the water tower for now, because I know we have corn that needs to be harvested. Let's put this over here. I'm digging this combine. This is a pretty nice looking combine. Unload the head there. Return. Now, I've never tried it with this head. Was that? I wonder if those actually turn. Probably do. I like how it has an indoor sound. I like combines that have the indoor sound, and that's a nice little feature. You can, if you look back, you can actually see where you're going a little bit there, which is kind of nice. Let's go over here. Let's close this HUD. We don't need it on right now. Here we go. I'm gonna go to the middle one, middle bay here. The pedals move. The levers move. That's super cool. I love how it shifts it too. Is this gonna be too big? No, we'll be okay. So let's go ahead and let's see if this actually... Whoa, we got stuck. Let's see if this actually... It should work. I don't know why it wouldn't, but you never know. Slowly... yeah, we're gonna have to... Gonna have to move a little bit more. Is that gonna attach? Yes. Perfect. Doesn't look half bad with this. Looks a bit off, but yeah, why is it lowered? Can we... Oh, there we go. That doesn't work out so well. I don't know why, just the angle it works at. Ah, that's working so far, so looks a bit odd. Oops. My driving's a little bad today. Let's go over here. That looks a bit odd. It looks like it'll work, but it's a little derp, but... Or call it what you will. It functions, we'll call that for now. And it has a trailer on the back, or a little trailer hitch I should say, so you can actually hook it up. I've never run this combine. I just wanted to see if it actually didn't mess my game up, so I bought it and then just returned to the game without saving. And it works, but I've never tried harvesting with it, so it should be interesting to see how this works. I think it may not work for some reason, just because when you lower it, it goes a little bit too low, but we're going to see how it works. Anyways, if not, we may need to buy another combine, or buy a different header at the very least. Alright. Try and stay out of the water here. Now, let's see how this works. Yeah, that's what I was afraid of. Alright, well, that head is not going to work with this combine. That's unfortunate. So, we'll have to... I'm not sure what we're going to do now. That might work. So that one didn't work. Maybe... no, it's not what we want. Alright, well, I guess we're going to go sell this header because we don't need this then, if it doesn't work with this combine. So let's go ahead and sell this header too. Oh, that's cool. You can see it working there. Alright, so let's go ahead and sell this header because it's not going to work with this combine apparently. So we're going to do a little bit of learning today. So I'm going to get a drink of tea here. Let's drive between the trees, just like so. I wonder if I could turn the windshield washer on. No. Just does it with the rain. But that's pretty cool, as you can see how it has a little space there for, it's been wiping off the dirt. Which is pretty cool. Nice little add-on. You can see the little straw. I think it's I guess it's supposed to be a chopper. I don't know. Well, that's unfortunate this corn header doesn't work properly. I think it's just because the angle of it for some reason. So we're going to try with the other header and see how that works. We might actually make money. So let's go ahead and sell this like so. There we go. And then back this up a little bit here. Sell directly 9,000. Actually, we'll make 1,000. So let's not this one, not those. This one right here. So we made 200. So this may or may not work. I don't know. I've never tried it. If it doesn't work, I am just going to forego the corn for now because. Oh, that looks horrible. Same problem. Just the angle. It works with corn apparently. Yeah, we're just gonna. It wasn't meant to be. So let's go ahead and return this to. Let's go sell it again. Well, that's unfortunate. And this thing, is it really having that much problem? Jeez. My goodness. Alright, well, we're just going to leave it there. I'm just going to sell it this way. Well, that's unfortunate. That doesn't work the way I want it to. I don't know what we're going to do with the corn now. Could get this, I suppose, but that's way more money than I wanted to spend. And these heads are too expensive, and I have a feeling I'm going to have the same problem with those. It says it does corn too, so I don't know. So we're just going to turn that off for the time being, because apparently that's not going to work. I'll have to figure that off camera. But we do know that pigs are on great demand as well. That's the other thing. Schwein, still in German. Just fine. So we're going to go ahead and sell our pigs at the same time. I originally was going to harvest corn, but no, these things happen, so it's the joys of playing around with new mods, I suppose. Let's go ahead and sell this. Recently got the ELS limiter for all vehicles, which is a nice little addition, because then I can slow down the backing up speed of this Ford F-150 because it backed up a little too quickly. Alright, let's close the back there. How many pigs do we have now? I guess we can turn this back on. We have one pig. That's fine. Oh, I really don't like the in-cab view of that thing. I have found a couple other trailers to sell pigs, but I found a hook lift kit that did it, but the trucks were like 150,000 just for the trucks. And then the trailer alone was like way too expensive, so gonna stick with this for the time being, and then we'll have to find something else that'll work eventually. So let's go ahead here. So we should get 5,000 for this, if my memory serves me correctly. There we go. Let's back that up there. Unload. So it should be at 908,000 when it's all done. Should be. But we'll see how good my math is. Nope, definitely not. They're selling for $1 each. Wonder why that's the case. Must have been one of the mods I downloaded. Well, that's annoying. Wow, this has been not a productive episode. Not as productive as I wanted it to be anyways. At least we got that planted. And we have this corn to harvest now. How are we going to fix this problem? Yeah, we have... not much is going on right now then. Alright. Looks like we're going to have to solve this problem right now. Because this is going to bug me rather a lot. Let's just say that. $40,000 comes with a corn header. That could work. The corn header itself did not work. I don't want to buy another combine. And we already sold this head that didn't work. And this doesn't work for corn, obviously. Well, that's rather unfortunate. It seems like the only option is to buy this with a corn header and then make it a dedicated corn harvester, but then we're going to lose another 48,000, which is a bit much. Can't just leave the corn out there. I don't know. Things to debate. Yeah, I don't know. That's strange. I wonder why that is. And I'm still trying to figure out. It doesn't make sense why the pigs only sold for. It must have been because I did drop. I tried out one of the. I'll show what I tried out, and I think this is the reason why it didn't work the way it was supposed to. Where is it? I dropped one of these. I think it was the beef one I dropped just to see. I dropped it on this map, and I guess it changed something, and then it didn't like that. So I guess if I were to drop pigs off here, I would probably make 177 per pig, but that would be the only thing I could make. So that's probably what happened. Slightly annoying. Let's just say that. That's what you get for playing with mods sometimes, though, folks. Yeah, you know what? I'm just going to go ahead. It's going to bug me. So let's just make a dedicated... Not that one, that's for sure. No, no, no. Is there anything... I could just buy... Let's just do this. This is going to bug me. So if I do this, that's 11,000. Is it going to work with the other header, though? Oh, that's painful. I'm gonna have to rebuy that. What am I looking for now? And this head. Let's just see if that works together. Alright, so we have a New Holland Clayson now. With this Kloss head. I don't know if it's gonna work properly or not. Well, back in the New Holland Clayson here. Oh, that's annoying. Oh, goodness. Let's see if this works properly. Of course it works. Go figure. I don't know why that didn't work in the other head, but it's the same size header, looks like. So let's go ahead and get started. So I'm just going to group this. This is... Can't believe I had to do that. So, after selling the New Holland Clayson, we picked it up again because we couldn't... The other harvester, the new one, did not work with other corn headers. It was not playing nice, apparently. So, we needed to rebuy a New Holland Clayson and then buy a different corn header, which is fine. Maybe this one will look cooler. And we're going to find out momentarily because I am going to start harvesting corn. That was the whole plan behind this episode, was to harvest corn, and there you go. It's done. Ugh, that's so annoying. Anyways, on a lighter note, we now have a Kloss header on this combine, so maybe it will work the way other Kloss headers do. We don't know. So, this should be interesting to find out, actually. because typical the other class headers I've tried have a nice graphic when they harvest corn. So let's find out if this one does or not. Alright. Let's line her up here. That was painful that it worked out this way. Oh well, things happen. Alright. Turn it on. Oh, it looks nice. Let's go check it out. Might as well. Looks good. Can't see the cutters or anything. Let's get in the combine. Start her back up again. Oh wow, that's kind of cool. So it does have a graphic, although they turn into black, but it's still kind of cool. That looks a little bit strange. So we have the ELS limiter, so we can turn this up a little bit now. See how fast we can actually go with it. I think you can just go full speed, but I don't want to go full speed. Yeah. It's a little too ridiculous. So let's set it at 50%. Actually, you know what? In real life, you actually harvest around 5. Let's say 5 miles an hour. So that's a bit faster than I guess. So it's about 10. There. Anyway, so F5, is that the one we want? No, we want F1, field 1, unload. So let's go back to our New Holland Clayson. Automatic. Drive now. And this isn't in the right spot, but we'll go ahead and get it fired up in the right spot. So, we had to buy a new combine because the other one did not work as intended, for corn at least. I'm assuming it will work for other things, but it does have a weird angle for corn headers. Although our New Holland Clayson, which we sold and decided we needed again, seems to be working optimally, at least better than the other one we bought, which is fine. And our pigs didn't work out very well either. We lost it was $1 a pig, so I guess we might have to look into that a little bit more. And our other, so we might as well group this into group 2 as well. That will be the combined group. I'm gonna take it back and put its head on. That only works in this. But as you can see, there's a kind of a little chain there, so it's kind of cool. There you have it. That's what happens, I guess. That's what happens, I guess, when you try to put a corn head. When you bring a corn header to a, well, I guess not a draper. I guess it is a draper. Yeah, draper header, I guess. Alright, you can continue because I imagine that other combine is full. Or just about. Alright, so this is going to be only a cereal combine, which is fine. It did say in the description it was meant for cereals, so I should have known. Should have kept our New Holland Clayson, apparently. But now we have 2 combines, but now we have nowhere to put 2 combines, so we may have to buy some storage space because we are definitely running out of places to put things. At least when everything's put away. Right now things are out and about, so it's not too bad, but is that going to be okay? Yeah. Does that chain actually hook up on the side over here? Yeah, it does. That's pretty cool. So what we'll do is we'll back this up and put it into one of the bays over there. I've continued to fill my bunker over there with solid manure, and it's been good so far. Might as well fold the combine up. Where is it? Fold X. It was X. Because we're not going to be using it for a little bit. Try and keep all the bugs and whatnot out of not the bugs, try and keep the rodents out of the combine. Although it hasn't been used. Well, not by me at least. It looks kind of used by other people though. I want to back up the other way, Ian. There we go. And I can't back up.